Welcome, everyone. In order to be successful with eBay or Amazon dropshipping, you really need to sell, in my opinion, a high volume of products. But the issue is that once you start to get more than 20, 30, over 100 sales a day, it gets to be a lot of work to copy line by line every single address from eBay or Amazon and to then paste those into your supplier's website. And that's where the Chrome extension Spot and Paste comes in. And Spot and Paste is a Chrome extension. It's really powerful because it helps semi-automate this whole process for you. Now, if you've never heard about it before, that's okay. We're going to show you everything you need to know about it today, because today I'm kind of pulling back the curtains and I'm going to introduce you to the visionary behind Spot and Paste. So if you're here in the live chat, everyone say hello to Jenny. But Jenny, let me be the first one to welcome you to the channel. What's up, Jenny?
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So why don't you just introduce people briefly to who you are and why people might care about who you are?
Okay, I am Jenny, and I am the owner of Spot and Paste. It is this awesome extension that helps you to place your orders faster. And how I really came about with the idea of Spot and Paste is I wanted to try and make it as universal as possible and be able to mold with you no matter where you go in your dropshipping business. So whether you are dropshipping on eBay or dropshipping on Amazon or dropshipping on Shopify, sorry, that you could do that. But then also, if you wanted to be able to branch out to other suppliers, then you can do that as well, because you can be successful using popular suppliers, but sometimes you want to be able to find your own and use those. And so having a software that can mold with you and move with you was really really my main goal and focus for Spot and Paste.
So that seems very ambitious to me. What made you feel like you want to take on such a big goal such as that one?
Um, well, mostly it was from when I was dropshipping.
Okay, so
So
talk about that. Yeah.
I had started dropshipping back in 2014. I had a friend of mine, she told me about it. She gave me the concept of how dropshipping worked. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty easy. You're just kind of copying and pasting. So I jumped in, and it was with the company DSD, the DS Domination. It was right before the Roger guy, he ended up breaking off from there. And so I had used them and I was pretty successful with it, but it was very straightforward, just eBay, Amazon, eBay, Amazon. And so then I had another dropshipper who had told me about the Hydra Lister and SKU Grid and how many different suppliers that they worked with. So I was intrigued because I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm getting a little tired of Amazon. I don't like to stay in one spot for a long time. I like to, being a visionary, I like to be able to do all these new things and branch out to new things. And so I like that idea. It was very intriguing. And so I ran after it, and so I gave it a try. But then I noticed that there weren't really a lot of softwares that would help me with my ordering. And the Smarty Drop had come out, and so I was kind of using them, and they worked again with only eBay and Amazon. And then I was getting frustrated because I was starting to not use Amazon at all as my supplier, and I'm like, I need something that's going to help me with auto ordering other places. And so then that's whenever I figured, I think I'm just going to give it a try, see if I can find somebody who can help me make this and see what we can do. And so I interviewed for quite a while. I was told a lot that it was not possible. And I was like, no, that's not true. You cannot tell me that something is not possible, because I know for a fact that it is, especially whenever it comes to coding. And so then finally I found somebody who was like, okay, let's see what we can do here. And so we came out with Spot and Paste. I released it on December 31st of 2016. and it was really bad. Like it was really, really bad. It was so glitchy. There were a few people who signed up and they stuck with it, but it was really glitchy. It worked kind of, but not really. But then I was trying to drop ship and I was trying to maintain spot and paste and I was having trouble. So finally, and plus also too, within all that time, I had my fourth baby. And so I was very busy, like between my store and spot and paste and the users, plus my children. And so finally I decided, I made the decision. It was very difficult to make, but I sold my eBay store and got some cash for that. But then I took that opportunity of not needing that time anymore to put it all into spot and paste so that it could be better for the users. And then in June of 2018, we completely revamped all of Spot and Paste to make it better, to make it smoother. I mean, if you use it now, it's not very glitchy. It does what it's supposed to do. Now you can even program your suppliers into it. Now you can even use it in more places than just eBay, Amazon, and Shopify. Like you can use it on WooCommerce, and yeah, so that's kind of how it became what it is now. So I'm excited to see what else it's going to become.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. This is something I have been using, full disclaimer there. But Jenny, I wanted to bring something back that you said before. Why didn't you give up? If it was so bad the first time around and you knew it was, why, and so many people told you it wasn't possible, why did you keep going? Why didn't you give up?
Um, I don't know. Like, I guess a part of me didn't believe them because I'm like, well, I've already worked this hard to find somebody who would, you know, kind of have the same mindset that I did that yes, it is possible. And then whenever I first released it, it was bad and it was glitchy, but it's like with the feedback that we can get with people and with the fact that it is code, all we have to do then is just keep changing it, working on the glitches, working on the bugs. So why give up? Because I don't know, like I just knew it was going to work eventually. And I was not about to give it up. It was like, I don't know, like it was mine. When you have this idea and you run with it and you're told it's impossible, and then all of a sudden it's becoming a reality, you're like, you're not giving that up for nothing. Like nobody is taking this from me at all. And so, yeah, so that's why I didn't give up.
That's great. So now,
Yeah.
do you do this full time? Is Spot and Paste your full time job now?
No, it's not. It's not my full-time job, at least not yet. My full-time job is definitely being a wife and being a mom to my four very young children. My oldest he's going to be 8. And so I have 4 kids, 8 and under. And then periodically I will get web design clients. And so I also build websites, but I'll only do maybe 1 or 2 a month. And it's more of a hobby, just something I love design. And then the rest of my time is with Spot and Paste. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So I want to digress for a second because I'm very interested in something that you said. And I think a lot of the viewers are too. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in this as well. But I'm going to ask you anyway, what was it like to sell your eBay store? Because I don't hear of that happening a lot. So I'm curious what that process was like. How'd you find people? And I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing a price. If you don't, that's totally fine. But I'm just curious, even the whole evaluation process, the valuation process. I don't know anything about this when it comes to selling a eBay dropshipping business.
Well, it was kind of nerve-wracking because like you never know they could run off with your money, you know. But I got in touch with a guy, his name is Varland, and he does like the pigeon tracking, I think, and there's another one that he does. But for a little while, he was making posts on how if you wanted to sell your eBay store to get in touch with him and that he knew how to do it. And so that's what I did. I just found him. He asked me approximately how much I would want to sell it for. And I figured, maybe $2,500. And he agreed that it was a good price. I had I only had, I think, around 1,400 feedback, which wasn't very high, but it was almost 100%. But my limits were almost $1 billion. And yeah, I went from a $2,500 limit up to $1 billion in a matter of, what is that, like a year and a half. But my eBay was also well over 10 years old. So it was also an old eBay attached to an old PayPal. And so it just that's kind of where the value came in with the limits. And so he had set me up with a gentleman, and we got all the information moved over and it worked out. And I think it's been now, because that was back in 2016. 2000, yeah, it was in 2016 whenever I sold it, and there hasn't been any problems. So, yeah,
Awesome. Do you regret that at all, or do you think it was the right
no.
decision?
I think it was the right decision. I don't think Spot and Paste would be what it is right now if I was still trying to maintain an eBay store as well, because the eBay store definitely took up the majority of my time, whereas now I can take that and really focus on it and making it better for the users and be able to, kind of cater to them on what they need, be more available for customer service for them whenever they have questions and to help out and all of that. So, no, I don't regret it at all.
So since you don't do it yourself, sorry, I might ask a hard question, but since you don't do it yourself, how do you figure out the new features to add and what it is that sellers need inside the tool?
Well, I tend to ask a lot of questions. I reach out to a lot of people who are like with you, even where I'm constantly asking, I'm like, what do you think would be beneficial for people? I'm constantly asking in my group, does anybody have any feedback on, what they think would be needed for this? I'm in all of the Facebook groups whenever it comes to drop shipping. And so I'm reading constantly through posts and I'm seeing multiple questions that are coming up. And so after a while, you kind of catch on, oh, this is probably going to be very useful here, and then this will be useful here. And so then that helps. But mostly I'm relying on my users, which is why I tell them all the time that, Spawn Paste isn't really mine anymore. It's all of ours. We're all working together. If I didn't have the user, Spawn Paste wouldn't be what it is today. And so yeah, so I rely on the users and feedback and all of that.
Awesome. So if anyone's here live watching this and you have a suggestion, drop it in the live chat and I'll read it off to Jenny. I don't know if she can promise that it will be added, but at least make the suggestion. And if you have any questions for her, make sure to leave them in the live chat as well. If you're watching this later, leave it in a comment, and I'm sure Jenny might be okay with coming back and answering some of those questions. But we're going to keep going. Jenny, would you mind showing us a little bit about how Spot and Paste works? I feel kind of bad. I asked her for a quick demo, and then we were talking about it beforehand. I was like, I don't know how you can give a quick demo of this because it does a lot. But so it might be a little bit longer than quick, but I promise you it's going to be worth your time. So do you mind doing that
Yes,
for us?
absolutely. Let me share my screen right here. Make sure I'm on the right one. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, great. So this is an eBay account. This is a testing account. And so how Spot and Paste works is you can see within the eBay account that there's a copy button. And then we also show you what the buyer's information is right here. That way you don't have to go into the sales report, because that was one thing I wanted to make sure of whenever we did this, is that you're making the least amount of clicks as possible. And so we made sure then that we're showing that to you. And so you can just hit the copy button and it'll copy it. And then whenever you open up the extension, then you can see it here. And if I go into Amazon, I can add an address. Oh, let me see if I can get logged in. Oh, let me go back. Had my wrong browser open.
That's okay.
Okay, oh, It's opening in the wrong spot.
So we have Robert here. Robert's saying hey to both of us. Apparently, he watches both of us. So,
Hi.
hey, Robert. Thanks for being here. Let's see who else is in here. We have Jorge from California. So, thanks for joining us here, Jorge. Let's see. Jenny, whenever you could just start whenever you're ready. I'm just going to give some shout outs
Okay,
while you're doing
perfect.
that.
So I'm back in the eBay. You can see all of that, and I'll hit copy. And then whenever I open it, you can see the information is there. And we can go into Amazon. And I'm just going to manually add the address for now. Oh, seriously? Sorry.
Yes, no problem.
Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Now that I'm in there. Oh, and I'm also showing you we have the address deleter for Amazon. And so I hit that so I can clear all these out, and I'll refresh and you'll see it takes away all of them.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. What's the benefit of that, of deleting all the addresses?
So as you're doing a lot of orders, I mean, after a while, you could end up having 100, 200, 300 orders, and it can kind of take a while to try to find your address in there. And so to just kind of clean that up, we went ahead and added the delete all addresses. Plus, some people, they are afraid that maybe by having so many different addresses in your address book that Amazon might end up flagging you. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, if the users feel that way, then definitely we want a way to be able to delete the addresses. And so, yeah, that's why we put it on there.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that because doing this by hand can take hours. And it's actually leaving all of them in there does slow down your Amazon account in certain places. So it's a really, really smart feature to have. But keep going.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Okay, so I'll just hit add addresses. And then you can either paste the address by opening it from the extension, or you can even hit the hotkeys, which is Control-Shift-V. And you can see after I hit in the hotkeys, it entered in all of the information. And then I can just hit add address. And now you don't have to do this in the address book. You can do this as you're going through the order. This was easier to get into first, so I was just showing you that. And then for Amazon, if they are one of your main suppliers, you can even select multiple items and hit the copy addresses. And now it just added them all to the address book for me. And then since I have the ASIN number in here for the item, it's also added all of those items to the cart along with some extra ones. Let me delete these ones, and I'll put this to 3 because we only added 3 items on there. You can click proceed to checkout, shipping to more than one address, and then of course we'll have to separate these. And then hit fast paste. Oh, I think it's because I had to change it. Hang on. Sorry, because I was messing with my checkout. So let's try that one.
Okay, so you have to start with an empty cart, in other words?
Yeah, because I was messing with it. Yeah. Okay, so now it's all added. We'll go back and do it.
Okay. So it just added those 3 items automatically, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, my system's going a little slow. Okay, so I guess it only moved on that one, so we need to look at that. But if it does mess up then, we added the select last copied address, so we can go back. And right here, I can hit copied and hit paste. and then it's pasting it on there.
Cool. So
Yeah.
I've used this, and what I've noticed is that when you have different items, I've only ever done this with different items. You're doing it with all the same items,
Yeah.
but when it's been different items, it's always worked fine. So what you do is exactly what Jenny showed. You press the copy button, it copies all the addresses, and eBay has this little spot in there when you're listing an item, and a lot of the listing softwares you can program it to do this, where it actually adds the item number, the ASIN, in other words, as a unique, what's it called, SKU number
Right.
inside eBay. And that's what Jenny was showing you when it showed the ASIN on eBay. That's the way it did it. So it copies that number, adds those items to the cart, and then assigns a correct shipping address for each item, which is really, really fast. It makes it go much, much faster.
Hmm. Yes. Okay. And then what else could I show you? So we have the, oh, we could do the computer to computer if
Okay,
you like to do that.
yeah. So this
Okay.
is something I'm really excited about. So why don't you tell me how this
Yeah.
works?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We just added this feature on there. I have been asked by numerous people messaging me if there was a way for you to copy an address from one computer, but then have it transfer to another computer. And so we just had this ability set up. And so Paul and I are synced with a brand new eBay account, and our Google Chrome browsers are synced. And so if he wants to pull that up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this address right here. You can see it'll say Donald, and I'm going to hit copy. And if I open it, you're going to see that it's there. And then I'll let him show you how it's on his system.
Okay, so I'm going to switch to my screen, and I'll switch
Oh,
to.
do I need to hit stop sharing?
Nope, you're good. I
Okay.
just need to share my screen. Okay, so now if I click here on spot and paste, it shows Donald, the same guy. It's on now on my computer. That is insane. So now I can just paste Donald's address the same way I
Mm-hmm.
can with like into Walmart or anything else.
Yeah. Yep. So now you could use it however you needed to normally.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so I want to make sure people are clear. Like what I'm showing right now on the screen right now, this is not Jenny's computer. This is my computer, and
Yeah.
I haven't copied anything. This is from this is from her computer, Donald. Wow, that's insane.
Yep.
That's pretty
Yeah. The
crazy.
only thing is that it has to be a Chrome browser that is synced between the same Google account. So then you can see between, there's the purple J. So we're both synced into the exact same Google Chrome account,
Right.
which is, yeah, it's pretty neat. It was a pretty cool, yeah, I was very excited whenever that came up. So, yes. And
People are asking what other softwares is this integrated with?
so we work with, let me pull up my website because there's so many that even sometimes I um, start to forget. So we have integration with eBay, with Amazon, and with Shopify.
Hmm.
And then we are on DSM Tool, AutoDS, SKUGrid's Order Dash, Track Inc. And then for Amazon, we use SKUGrid, Web Scraper app, and OA Genius. All of the features, though, that you see that are on Amazon are not available in the softwares. And so, like, you can't use them together. We've had some people who will try to, um, like, multi-add all of the items to Amazon, or the addresses all to Amazon, but then they'll go into AutoDS and try to copy and then use the last copied, like paste the last copied address, and that doesn't work. So it has to be used from one. We are working on trying to make it where all of the features are available everywhere, because I know that that would be better for everybody.
Hmm.
um, and yeah, but as of right now, the only thing that's available on the softwares are going to be your copy button, add to cart for any Amazon items, of course, the hot paste ability, and then using the you can also copy, use the oh, if you want to copy to the clipboard so that you can parse it into the extension, you can do it that way as well.
Great. So all the websites on your screen right now, those are the websites you would get the buyer's shipping information from. You can copy from any of those websites.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
And where can you then paste onto? What websites do you support there?
Whoever you want.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how is that?
So So we do have some that are integrated. It's a very, very long list, but that where the extension will automatically know to paste in, like Amazon, Bed Bath and Beyond is one, Overstock is one, and then quite a few UK ones. But then if you go into your supplier and you hit paste and you get this little notification that pops up that says, hey, we're not integrated with this supplier, please program it. Then what you do is you just drag and drop each of the fields and you're telling the extension how to paste into your supplier. And then the next time you go to that supplier, you can hit paste and it'll automatically put it all in for you.
That's pretty cool. So I was
Yeah.
kind of I don't know what the right word is, playing around a little bit. I knew about that feature. I love it. And if you want to check that out, uh, I did a review of Spot and Paste in the past, and the first link in the like the third link in the description of this video, I show how to use that feature because it's really really cool the way it works. But are there any other features you want to show? I know there's more that it does with like messaging customers. I don't know if you want to show that or just talk about it, just so everyone gets an idea of everything it does.
Yes. So on eBay, you can set up an edit message. So the reason why I added this is because I know for me, when I was drop shipping, you'd have like Black Friday come up and then you'd end up making a ton of sales on one specific item. You'd go in to place it and come to find out either the price has skyrocketed or it's out of stock and you can't get it. But then you're having to message multiple customers the exact same message. And so what we've done here is you edit this message, which is just a template. So you can write out something basic that's going to go for all of them. You'll hit save, and then you will just click on the send message, and it will send that message to your buyer. And then that way you can just scroll down and just hit send message, send message, send message. And then that way it speeds up that process. Or even if you wanted to do like a thank you for your order, you could even send that to them. And yeah, and then you could even do a mark ordered. So you can add the no order for these ones. Or if you want to select multiple ones after you've placed the order, you can select them. I can actually do it for you now and hit mark ordered. And it's going to mark all of these ordered. So you can see now it says no is added. And then if I refresh, you're going to see ordered, ordered, ordered. And then that kind of speeds up that process too for you. And then I think just the other feature that we have that I thought was pretty cool is if you're using any spreadsheets, say for accounting or for anything, I think it's mostly used for accounting. You can copy the address and then you can see it's here. I'll come in here to this Google spreadsheet. This is the one that I kind of the template that I would use whenever I was drop shipping. And then you've got the customer address. And so then I can hit this button, paste to clipboard, and then I can hit paste. And it pastes all of the information into it right there. And then you can even select which information that you want into it, which is pretty cool. And then you can even take that off browser and do the same thing here. So I already have it pasted to the clipboard or copied to the clipboard, so I can hit Control V. Whoops. Oh, because I merged my cell. And there it all is right there. So I
Awesome.
thought that was something really neat for you guys if you're doing any kind of accounting and you need to get that address off of the browser into your spreadsheets, and it gives you that ability to do that as well.
Awesome. And this also works if you are drop shipping onto Amazon, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, I can show you that.
Oh,
Let
cool.
me. I don't. Oh, it was right there. Sorry. So, yes, this is a very old account of mine from when I dabbled in FBA and my pallet liquidation days. um, so these were the shipped items from then. And yes, you can copy the addresses from here. If you use SKU Grid to do any of your repricing, you can hit the SKU Grid item retrieval. It'll ask you for SKU Grid's API. This is not Amazon's API or eBay's API. This is strictly for you to link to your SKU Grid account. And then you put that in there to register it. And then that way, all you have to do is come back, click that button, and it'll open up that item for you right away so that you don't have to go searching for it. So that's a great feature if you're using SKU Grid. And that is also on eBay as well. And then, of course, you also have the add no ordered over here. And then in Shopify, it's just a copy button in your orders to grab the address.
Awesome. So this does a ton. I warned you guys that this does a ton. Are there any plans to add new features? Are you allowed to talk about that or give any idea about that?
I can tell everybody I have a very long, long, long list of features to add for next year. I tend not to give away all the secrets yet, but as they come out, of course, if anybody has any features that they want added, any ideas of little things that they notice that could really help to increase their, their productivity, please let me know. And yeah, I even think I have a form. You can reach out to me and I have a form that you can fill out. That way I can keep everything nice and organized and look over it. And yeah, but we have a lot of things that are coming and a lot of things that we want to do.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So we have might have a couple questions in the chat. If you're here live, ask a question. Jenny's here. She said she would answer any questions you guys have. Will has a question saying, so is this like when you're dragging the information, is that like you're mapping the data field for new sites? Do you understand what he's saying?
So if you're dragging the information, so you would be like taking the first name and dragging it into the first name field and then the last name into the last name field. And what that's doing is you're just telling the extension where each information goes.
Cool. So it's like you're teaching it almost.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Um, let's see. So somebody had a question about Auto DS. Does this work with Auto DS?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I actually have mine. I'll share my screen real quick because I have that. Am I still? Yeah. So this is one of my test accounts. You'll see it's the same thing right here. The address can be copied right here. So I hit this, and that's her name. His name's Joseph Campbell. Yeah. So it came up there. And what do these do underneath the source item ID? Can you see my screen, Jenny?
I don't see yours, no.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, there's a, oh, I see what that is. Okay. It says add to cart there. I don't know. You could,
The S? I think I'm
yes.
kind of seeing it from the lag on it. So it has the S plus the A for Amazon. It's my logo plus Amazon's
yes.
logo.
Yeah.
So anytime the item is an Amazon item, yes, you're getting the add to cart. So if you were to click on that button, it would add that item to the cart for you in Amazon.
Okay. Those aren't Amazon items, so I don't think it would work.
Oh. Yeah, if it's not an Amazon item, then you'll probably get a notification that's like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. So that's because I tried that before, and That's why it didn't work for that one. Cool. So let's see who else is here. Cool. So if people are interested in Spot and Paste, where can they try this out? Where can they get more information about it? Can you give them some sort of deal? People love deals.
We do, yes. So if you want to give us a try, we have a 3-day trial period. So you'll sign up. You will go through like the payment processor just to get a license key, but you don't get charged anything for your first 3 days. We are offering a promo code to get 10% off if you use the discount code PAUL10. So just PAUL10, and then you will get 10% off, and you can do that for any of the plans that we offer. We have monthly, we have quarterly, we have yearly. If you have assistance that you need to have using it, then we also offer multi-user plans, and that's all under the pricing page on our website, which is spotandpaste.net.
Awesome. And I have links to all that. Should be the first link in the description of this video. We have dropshipping is a way of life here, and says, I use Spot and Paste and had no idea it had so many features. So that's, I'm sure you love hearing things like that.
Yes, yes. Even sometimes we will add a feature, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, now it does this too, which that came up with the spreadsheet. I was very excited because we got it to work to paste on the spreadsheet, and then I'm like, wait a minute, we can paste this off browser too. Like, I can't believe my extension does this, and I had no idea.
That's pretty incredible.
So, yes.
Somebody had a question or maybe a suggestion. You don't have to respond if you're doing this or not, but they're asking about tracking numbers, if you have any plans to do anything with tracking numbers, or you can remain silent, and it's just a suggestion for now. It's up to you on that one.
Well, right now we have a button on the eBay dashboard that if you click on it, you can get set up with TrackerBot for your
cool.
tracking numbers.
Yeah, that's useful. I use TrackerBot. I love it. That's a good suggestion there too.
Yes.
And let's see if there's any more questions here, but let's get some love for Jenny. If everyone wants to give the video a thumbs up, if you got some value out of this, and tell me the number one thing, coolest thing that you like about Spot and Paste. Leave that in the live chat, and I'll pick one of them, and I'm gonna give something away. I'm feeling kind of generous. I don't know, Jenny, can I somehow give someone like a 1 month free membership to Spot and Paste?
Yeah.
Is that something I could pay you for? Okay, so
you don't have to pay me. No, it's fine. Yeah,
okay,
we can definitely
that'd be cool.
do a giveaway.
Okay, so you guys make a comment letting me know what your number one favorite thing about Spot and Paste, number one favorite thing you saw today. We'll pick one. Jenny, are you watching the live chat? Are you seeing them?
I am, yep, I can see it over
so
there.
Maybe you can, I don't know, they're usually all really good, so I don't like to make one person win, but I like to usually pick a random one. But if you see one that jumps out, pick that one. And we'll give them a couple minutes to catch up because there's always a lag. But you got to give the video a thumbs up. You got to let us know in the live chat what your favorite feature is. And then I will pick one of them, and you guys will win the prize. But Jenny, if people did have suggestions after this video was over, how would they get in contact with you? Or if they just wanted to ask you stuff about it?
You can find me on Facebook. Or I also have a Facebook group, and you can just type in Spot and Paste. You'll see that we have a group there, or we even have our Spot and Paste page, Facebook page. So, or you can even email me at jenny@spotandpaste.net. But usually you can get in touch with me a lot faster if you found me on Facebook, either through the page or through the group is the fastest way.
Awesome. I think we found a winner. His name is Joel Sponton. Have you ever heard of it?
That would be my husband.
That's pretty funny.
He is pretty awesome too. I love him.
I've had my brother make appearances on my live chat and my dad before, so I know what that's like.
He's making me blush, actually. He's at work right now. I
Oh,
mean,
that's so
he
funny.
works so much
I'm
because
gonna get him in trouble with his boss.
I know, right? I know.
So let me read off some of these. We're not going to pick a
Okay.
winner yet. I'll just read off some of them. Imperial Dropship says the dragging learning feature. I think that's to me one of the coolest things right there.
Yeah.
Um, Miss Amy Thaler 89 says, "Thumbs up! I love that this woman is representing so well." Awesome comment.
I love Amy. I know her actually. She's a
Oh,
friend
you
of mine.
do. You stack the chat with. um,
Well,
okay, so Will says, actually, I'm not sure what this means. Okay, wrong comment there. Okay, so In Sync makes a really good point with this comment. Says, I love everything, and this would really help me towards my new manual store. Copying into a spreadsheet is a dream. So I know some people are experimenting with manual stores, so I bet this would be helpful for people like that, right?
Yes, for sure. We do not sync into eBay's API. And so we are, if you want to think of it as like a manual software for eBay, if you want to call it that, or even for Amazon dropshipping. So eBay has absolutely no idea that you are using us
Cool.
when you have some stuff. So
And all the suppliers' websites, they don't know. I'm not sure if it would
no,
matter, but
yeah, nope, because they just think that you're copying and pasting things in like you normally would. So
cool.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay, see what everyone else is saying. Okay. Uh, Dusty Lewis says, I have 3 kids under 6 years old, so something relatable there. Okay. Okay.
And he's a stay-at-home dad.
Dusty is?
Yeah, yeah, I just saw his comment. He said,
I
and
missed.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep. Dusty makes a lot
Yeah.
of appearances this year. Okay. So do you want to pick one or do you want to pick a random one?
I think I'm gonna let you pick.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll start scrolling around and you just tell me when to stop, unless that's too much pressure on you, and then I'll just.
Um, okay, stop.
Okay. So actually, the winner is Dusty.
Oh,
Dusty's
yay!
comment came up,
Good.
so I think he
I was
deserves
secretly
it.
hoping. He got me with the kids. He
Yeah.
got me with the kids.
So I'll get in contact with him, and then we'll figure out how to get you your prize, Dusty. So congratulations,
Yeah.
Jenny. This was awesome. I had a lot of fun learning about more about Spot and Paste features I didn't know about. Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to say before we close out the video?
Um, I think really I just want to say don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. So just go for it. Don't, I see quite a few people who are constantly like, hey, what's everybody's feedback on doing this? Or what's their feedback on this? What negative things have happened whenever you're doing this? And I'm like, just go for it. Just do it. If you're asking about a specific supplier, just test them out. Like the worst that'll happen is they might have to cancel an order. And if they do and you need a really good rebuttal for it to your customer, you can even ask me on that. I got a couple of those. But I just go for it because you never know that might be your gem, your diamond that all of a sudden you could be making really good profits on that nobody else has used before because they were all too afraid to use them. So just go for it. Just do it.
Those are great words to end on. People in the chat are already saying it's very motivating. So, Jenny, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And if you are watching and you're interested in checking out Spot and Paste, there is that free trial with the coupon down in the description. Thanks so much for watching. And Jenny, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks again.